curry, but it's not just any curry. It's actually butter chicken, but there's a little difference to this. Normally we choose chicken. However, I saw pork neck, and I find pork neck really interesting, and it was a lot cheaper than chicken fillet. So I thought, like, what if I use the same principles as butter chicken, but then with a different protein? Pork neck has more fat because pork it's a muscle, yes, but it has more fat inside itself, which needs a longer time to cook on a lower temperature. So for a curry perspective, that can be really, really interesting. Now, since it's a neck, it comes in big chunks. It's usually 2.5 kilos that comes in right away. So I just chop it up in the amount that I want and then cut it into cubes. You can cut it a big cube like this or a little bit smaller, but keep in mind it will render a lot. So if you have it like this, it might become this on the end, right? So there is that. And I marinate it with the spices that I usually use for butter chicken. If you want to know the recipe, follow the link down in the description. But meanwhile, just marinate it, leave it there for like an hour to get everything well involved. Okay, so pork neck, like I said, is complicated. So I fry first my onions until they are translucent, a little bit see-through, get a little bit of color, maybe, and then add pork neck and have it first on a high heat so that they get some heat, some temperature already, so that the fat can slowly start melting. Then turn it off lower, and then the time will increase, yes, but the fat will render more gently better. Because it's a muscle, it also needs more time, but the fat also needs a lower heat to render everything without burning. And it will create a butter layer on top, or like an oily layer. That part you want to have reduced as well till almost everything is gone. And then you add the tomato paste, and then you give it a little bit more color. And if that is almost gone, you can add water to it to mix it up, make it more like a stew. So you add the water until the pot is almost full. Then you let it reduce to, let's say, 50%, so that all the flavors intensify. And then you can add the cream if you want, and then you reduce that cream until the thickness that you want. It will make a very tender piece of meat, and like I said before, the size of the meat will become not that big anymore because it released a lot of the fat. Once the cream is added, you can reduce it a little bit more until the thickness that you want. For me, it was like reduced until almost 40-50%, and that was nice and thick. And then meanwhile, I just boiled some rice when it was about done, and my curry was ready. That was it. that was it. It was nothing too special, nothing great, but the result is mind-blowing. I would highly recommend you trying this. But for now, leave a like or subscribe to the channel. I'm happy and I'm super happy if you would do that. And I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day.